What's happening, guys? Welcome to the first video in the build guide for Warframe. In this video, I'm going to cover the Prime variant of the Karyst dagger. This weapon has no special features outside of increased stats and deals more slash damage over puncture. The standard variant has the opposite of these stats. This weapon deals primarily slash damage and toxin damage. Slash is effective against infested and corpus once their shields are down, and procs the effect bleed. Bleed deals true damage over time and bypasses enemy armor. However, it deals reduced damage to armor and robotics directly. Toxin bypasses enemy shields and deals direct damage to enemy health. This is great against corpus enemies and is a hard counter to overshields. It also deals damage over time, but won't benefit from true damage procs. It has above average critical chance at 24% and a high status chance of 30%. This is great for triggering more status effects that mix well with toxin such as gas or viral. This weapon's primary weakness is its slow to swing. This means that your DPS, or damage per second, won't be as high as you are used to. You don't want to face down several enemies at once, as you will take a ton of damage. Hit and run tactics are your best bet. If you want a secondary element, you have a few choices to make things easier. First up is gas damage, as I mentioned before. Gas damage is created from heat and toxin. This is perfect against infested enemies since they like to run at you. Also, the proc creates gas clouds that creates an AoE, or area of effect, to damage multiple enemies at once. This will give you a sense of crowd control and stop you from getting swarmed. Also, gas damage is one of the infested enemy's weaknesses. Next up is corrosive. Corrosive is created from electricity and toxin. This boosts damage done to armored enemies and can get rid of the armor covering an enemy's health bar, such as stripping it. This is extremely effective against Grineer as they are all armored. You can't go wrong with it. Finally, you have viral damage, which is created from cold and toxin. This deals more damage to enemies' health. This is key to dealing huge chunks of damage at higher levels. Corpus and Grineer are weak to this, but infested are resistant and some are immune to it overall. To get this weapon, you need to do Void Fissure missions and equip the required relic to get its parts and its blueprint. Overall, the standard weapon is a good choice if you don't have access to the Prime variant, but remember that it deals primarily puncture damage. Its primary use is against the corpus and can help you even later in the game. Anyway, this weapon's attack speed is its primary weakness as you may get gunned down while focusing on a single target. Increasing this will make things easier and much more manageable. Because it has innate toxin damage, you can boost the damage on it or give it a secondary element to cover one of the other three major enemy factions. When you get more mods, you have more flexibility and more options to choose from. That's all for now. If you have any questions or want to know anything, be sure to leave a comment down below. Until then, I'll catch you guys later.